guess at the start of 2010, I knew it was going to be a busy year.
The record had been out a couple of months. It was like there was just a sense of pride, I guess, that we'd made a really good record.
Usually it's quite scary thinking about all these shows, but this year I remember thinking that at Christmas time I really can't wait to do this.
I don't think we quite envisaged things kind of gathering pace as much as they have.
It's been such a great year so far. It's all been fantastic.
As I went down in the river to pray, studying about...
Tea in the Park's always special for us, and this is where we felt like we became a real band back in the day. First year we played was 1999, and it was on the tea break stage, which looks a lot smaller now than it did then.
We got invited back in 2000 and we really got the bug. You know, it was the first festival we'd done, and you know, here we are sort of 10 years later.
It's not cheesy to call it homecoming, that's kind of what it is. It's our festival, that we've played it more than any other band.
It's going to be our 9th appearance, which I believe is a record, something that we're not shy of letting people know.
You know, we still try and maintain the feeling of being 15 and 16 and in the garage and no one knows you, and that excitement.
Trying to just not think about it too much in case we get too nervous, but looking forward to it with a lot of anticipation.
It's going to be hopefully a triumphant one.
We're quite we're an energetic band. We love playing live. We're almost like a miniature rock bomb that just goes off.
A lot of people have asked that question, how are you going to do this live?
I don't think we're quite of the opinion that it's on the record, it has to be on stage. I think that they're two separate things.
The songs all are kind of birthed with the three of us playing them together in a room, so they all work.
I'm not a fan of kind of changing songs afterwards, and you sometimes go and see a band and the singer sings different melodies and you're trying to sing along, you're like, oh, but I love this, why are you ruining my favourite song?
A new record, it's always exciting to see how the crowd are going to take to the songs.
I guess you want to play the tracks that are freshest in your head and the ones that get you most excited. So we're mostly playing tracks from all the Revolutions.
We feel it's our best record. Hopefully our next record will be even better. The records have progressed. A lot of that is to do with having more time to record them.
Chris did our first 3 records and Garth's done the last 2. We trust those guys with our lives.
Working with somebody like Garth, you're really drawing on their experience from over the years.
He was the first guy to kind of infiltrate my drumming technique, which was really difficult at first, to be honest. I felt that was taking away my personality to a certain degree.
You would come up and grab your cymbals, wouldn't he, so you can play them and stuff?
Literally like take cymbals away.
I think we struggled at the start, and I think through that struggle we created a really strong bond.
He knows what he's talking about, and it's now an absolute pleasure to work with him.
We spend a lot of time before we record a song and just making it exactly as we envisage it. The only Revolutions, we just made in our practice room.
Simon sits late at night when the world is asleep.
We don't talk about lyrics and all that. I want them to feel it as if they were fans of the band. Hopefully they trust me, and I think they do, and I've got trust in them, so.
We usually have a few months just working on the songs, the three of us. Once we get into the studio with Garth, we're really just trying to make the songs sound as great as possible.
Well, how's your view of things today? You got me up to fade away. The sinners and my aren't aware. Our fable sake is everywhere. I can't keep up with you. I can't keep up. I can't compete with history. We'll film a line but dub our tail. The mystery must stay inside. Look our homes, look our lives in control of the morning. In control of the sea. You are creating all the bubbles at night. I'm teaching lines, trying to pump them all the time. We don't need to trust a single word they say. You are creating all the bubbles that play. There's a girl, there's a girl, there's a girl, there's a girl. In a lone, creepy world, there's a girl, there's a girl. It's time to consider that baby is a sinner. To wash away your sin, to wash away your sin, to wash away your sin and go home. I only once upset my kin, accused him of a moral slip. Well, he came back and claimed to change. I know his life's the same again. I can't ask him again. I should let it go. You are creating all the bubbles at night. I'm teaching lines, trying to pump them all the time. We don't need to trust a single word they say. You are creating all the bubbles at play. There's a girl, there's a girl, there's a girl, there's a girl. In a lone, creepy world, there's a girl, there's a
really hard to strike a balance. Having 5 albums out there, it's tough to pick a set list, and you're always going to let somebody down.
They all want to hear their favourite song, and you know, it's tough, but it's one of the challenges of being in a band.
Yeah, it's quite frustrating that we can't just fling in a few B-sides, or we can't play, you know, the 3 or 4 songs off our second record. You know, we feel for some of the crowd and that who obviously want to hear particular songs, but if it's a song that we wrote in 2003, you know, it's like we've been playing that for 7 years, but maybe we want to play a song that we've only had for a year and a half.
Festival's scary because you have to assume that most of the people in the audience aren't necessarily big fans of your band. But that's something we've really relished over the years. It's a great chance to pick up new fans, to maybe take people by surprise.
I think it gets tougher for bands the more records you make, you know, because we've now made 5 albums and your fans like you because of what you do, and then sometimes if you change, they can get flustered with that, but then that's why they liked you in the first place, was because you did your own thing.
As you learn and create music, I guess you get slightly better at it, hopefully, and I think we can take that into making records. We don't want to just sort of rehash the same ideas.
We love being big and bombastic and making big-sounding records. Describing the music as cinematic, we take that as a compliment.
We've always been proud of every song we've ever written, and when you start out, you just want people to know your song, so it's strange when you then reach a point where it feels like almost everyone knows your song. Definitely not going to shy away from making a big rock record again.
I talk to God as much as I talk to Satan, 'cause I want to hear both sides. Does that make me cynical? There are no miracles. This is no miraculous life. I savor hate as much as I crave love, because I'm just a twisted guy. Is this the pinnacle? Is this the pinnacle? Pinnacle of being alive. Now I see the light. Well, I look up to God and I see trouble, 'cause this ain't a miracle. I just want to take my chance to live through a miracle. I know for certain that someone is watching, but is it from a part down? I make you miserable, you stick with me, although you know I'm gonna ruin your life. I talk to God as much as I talk to Satan, 'cause I want to hear both sides. Does that make me cynical? There are no miracles. This is no miraculous life. We walk into the tide. Well, I look up to God and I see trouble, 'cause this ain't a miracle. I just want to take my chance to live through a miracle. When the seesaw snaps and splinters, your hand don't come crying to me. I'll only see a good side and believe it's a miracle. A miracle. I slap the water and watch the fish dance through the rippled arms. Just double touch. Looking eyes, caged in rust. This ain't a miracle. This ain't a miracle. This ain't a miracle. This ain't a miracle.
We've always talked about evolving as a band. We never wanted to be a cult sounding. It was purely a case of money and stuff back in the day. Now when we record, we kind of throw everything at it in order to try and create a beautiful soundscape and something that's hopefully timeless.
we've been friends since we were 7 and started playing music when we were like 13 or 14. And we just went through a lot of experiences together. You know, the first time you're underage drinking, the first time we played a festival, you know, the first time you go to America or the first time you go to Poland.
We're going to play Poland soon. Yeah, but a bunch of the kind of Eastern Belt we haven't even touched. A lot of our favourite bands have come from America.
America's that big country just below Canada?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know if we have to crack America out, but I can't really decide. Like, obviously we want to crack everywhere if we can. We want to have the chance to have the whole world to listen to our music.
Yeah, when it gets to the end of the year, we're playing these big arena shows, and it'll be an interesting challenge to try to make a connection with the audience. I mean, that's the most important thing in any show.
I guess when you start off in a band, you don't really ever see yourself being an arena rock band. So then you're thinking, how does a band like ours pull off an arena show?
It sounds ridiculous because arena rock is almost like a swear word, you know, like it almost kind of means shit rock music, you know, but we really get a lot more scope. It's more of a night out. We'll certainly be doing songs from every record, and you know, we'll be playing for probably about 2.5 hours.
Everyone's asking what tricks we have up our sleeve and stuff like that, and I guess we're just going to try and make it a really honest, awesome show. You know, it'll be loud and it'll be energetic. We want our stuff to sound huge. We want to try and paint a picture in the listeners' heads, and it's taken us a while to be able to progress into a band that can hold a room that size.
We still get nervous before gigs. A lot of bands maybe don't. We still do, and we want to play an amazing show every time. We do it to, you know, instill ourselves with joy and pride.
Always that ambition, but not grand plans in terms of we have a 5-year plan of where we're going to be and what we're going to do. As long as it continues, we're all going to be happy guys.
We've been working together now for more than 10 years. A lot of people make a big deal of the fact that we're twins, which I'm sure has some bearing on the fact that we play together. But the three of us have always been a really tight band and worked really hard at that. You know, Simon's as much of a brother within the band as Ben.
We are brothers, you know, I mean, it's perhaps weird of me to say that, you know, but it genuinely feels like we're brothers. And there's no better feeling for me when we're playing is, you know, look around and just the eye contact with Ben and James, you know, that's why we do it. It's those moments where you're just like, wow, this is just perfect, this is what life's about.
Say goodbye on a mountain range. Thought my teeth would rake the mountain dead. Let's go, wanna go all the way to the horizon. Took a drink of the ocean, tread water there before to drown. Let's dive, I wanna die to the bottom of the ocean. Took a ride, I wouldn't go there without you. Take a ride, we'll take a ride, I wouldn't leave here without you. I am a mountain, I am the sea. You can't take that away from me. I am a mountain,
does feel like this is going to be an extra special T in the Park. It was the place that we pretty much got signed. You know, we've played almost every stage.
I guess T in the Park has kind of been a barometer for the success of the band over the years. Right at the start, we played in the tea break stage where nobody knew anything about us, and we kind of worked our way up to the NME stage, to stage 2, and finally to the main stage. So it has been a big part of our summer.
We certainly fell in love with it and became addicted to the feeling of playing at a festival, you know.
It's never failed to surprise us every year, just how many people seem to come and watch us. We do feel very Scottish, but we don't shove it in anybody's face just because we've seen. You see what it's like when other people do that with their nationalities. It's not, you know, it's not cool. We come from Ayrshire, and things are just different there. People from Ayrshire have the mentality if you know, if you're doing well, then there's got to be something kind of wrong with it, and that sounds like something not nice that you wouldn't like, but it's actually really handy for us because it keeps your feet on the ground. I think if any one of us were to act out of character and start, you know, growing a big head, then they get a quick slap around the face and told to grow up.
When it comes to playing these big shows at, you know, T in the Park and that sort of thing, we have a lot of expectation. We want to do a great show, but the pressure's so great that we try not to think about it so much.
Usually right after your kind of third or fourth song, you know where you are with a gig. But then, as soon as you relax and think, right, this one's in the bag, then something breaks. So a gig's not done until the Thin Man sings.
We always just really try and have fun, you know, and it's a lot more easy to have fun when there's thousands of people singing your song, you know, it's amazing.
Having people sort of sing the lyrics back at you, or even sing the guitar parts is really something that will never get tiring.
It's a real kind of affirmation that, you know, you're doing all right, I guess.
It's a big sing-along with the audience, and we do a big rock ending, and it's just a nice way to close the set, and that's the real highlight of the crowd and the band kind of uniting.
It's very rarely that you feel really confident to step away from the microphone and just let everyone sing it, and you know that they kind of get it, and it's a real great feeling. You know, it's something that you've just written in your room, you know, and you know, you just played with your couple of mates, you're just playing together, and then suddenly it becomes this kind of communal thing. It's the beauty of music, really, I guess. You know, it's the reason we fell in love with it.